Hey everyone, this is iTower. Today, we are going to talk about the most important part of Vue 3. We are talking about templates and syntax. If you are learning Vue, this is the foundation. This is where everything starts. Templates are the bridge. On one side, you have your JavaScript logic, your data, your numbers, and your calculations. On the other side, you have the HTML, what the user actually sees on the screen. Templates connect these two worlds together. When you master this syntax, you can build anything. You can build simple websites or huge complex applications. The best part is that Vue makes this very easy to read and understand. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to control the screen using Vue, and you will understand how to write clean, professional code. Before we start coding, please do me a quick favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps iTower grow. Thank you for your support. Let's jump into the code. Let's look directly at this code snippet to understand how Vue works. Vue uses an HTML-based template syntax. This means we write code that looks like normal HTML, but it has special powers. Vue is declarative. This is a fancy word, but it has a simple meaning. It means you tell Vue what you want to see, and Vue figures out how to do it. Traditional coding required explicit instructions for every browser action. Developers needed to specify precise steps, locate the element, modify its text, then adjust its color. This approach demanded considerable effort. Vue simplifies this process by allowing declarative statements like display the user's name. The framework automatically manages the underlying implementation details. Focus on the script setup section at the top of the code. That is our logic. We have a variable called username, and it holds the string Alex. Now look down at the template section. This is our Vue. The double curly braces around the variable username represent interpolation, or mustache syntax, named so because the braces resemble a mustache. This syntax instructs Vue to take the value from the username variable and display it in that specific location. If the name Alex changes to John in your JavaScript, Vue automatically updates the screen. You do not need to refresh the page. You do not need to write extra code. Vue is watching your data. When the data changes, the screen changes. This is called reactivity. But what if you want to change an HTML attribute like an ID, a class, or an image source? You cannot use the curly braces inside an HTML tag. Instead, we use directives. Directives are special commands. Look at the line vbind with ID in the code. This tells Vue, I want to bind this HTML ID to my JavaScript data. We also have vif. Look at the paragraph tag inside the template. This acts like a logic switch. In the code, we check if the variable isOnline is true. If it is true, the paragraph exists. If it is false, Vue removes the paragraph entirely from the website. It doesn't just hide, it physically removes it to save memory. Simply put, templates allow you to write dynamic HTML. You describe the result you want, and Vue builds it for you. First, focus on the image tag in the template. We use vbind with src. This connects the source attribute of the image to our profile image variable. If we change that variable to a new URL, the picture changes instantly. This is very useful for user profiles, where everyone has a different photo. Next, look at the h2 header. We use vbind with class. This is a very powerful feature. Inside the quotes, we have an object structure. It is written as curly braces with the property active : the value is active. This means apply the CSS class named active, but only if the variable isActive is true. If isActive becomes false, Vue removes the class. This is how we make buttons light up or show green checks when things are correct. Finally, look at the button code. We bind the disabled attribute using vbind with disabled. If the variable isLoading is true, the button becomes disabled, so the user cannot click it again. Inside the button text, we use a simple JavaScript check. You will often see developers use a shortcut. Instead of writing vbind with src, they just write src. The colon symbol is the short way to write vbind. It does exactly the same thing, but it is faster to type. This example introduces two huge concepts: event handling and two-way binding. Look at the form tag at the top. We use on submit.prevent. This listens for when the user clicks the submit button. Do you see the prevent part? That is called a modifier. It stops the page from reloading. Normally, when you submit a form, the browser refreshes. We don't want that. The modifier prevents the refresh so our JavaScript can handle the login smoothly. Inside the form, the input field utilizes vModel, which creates a magical two-way connection that updates both the email variable in your code when the user types and the input box when the email variable changes. It works both ways automatically. You don't need to write a function to listen for every keystroke. Vue does it for you. We also use if for error messages near the bottom, displaying red text only when an actual error exists. If the error message variable is empty, the paragraph won't render, maintaining a clean interface. Similar to the bind shortcut, von has a concise alternative. Instead of writing von with click, you can use @click as a shorter method for handling event listeners. Here we use the v for directive, which is basically a loop. In the script section, we have an array called tasks containing 3 objects. In the template section, we write v for equals task in tasks, which tells Vue to go through every item in the tasks list and create a list item element for each one. If our list has 3 items, Vue creates 3 list elements, and if we add a 4th item to the array, Vue automatically adds a 4th element to the screen. Notice the vBind with key equals task ID part. This is very important. The key helps Vue keep track of each specific item. It is like an ID card for the HTML element. If you reorder the list, Vue uses the key to know which item moved where. Always use a unique ID for the key. Inside the loop, we can access the data for that specific task. We print task title inside double curly braces, and we use a button to delete that specific task. When you click delete, we pass the task.id to our function so we know exactly which one to remove. In the real world, this finds application everywhere. When constructing an admin dashboard, the v-for loop we just examined becomes an essential tool. Consider a table displaying all users or recent orders. This represents a v-for loop iterating through database information. You might also implement if to display either a paid or unpaid badge based on the invoice status. Consider e-commerce websites where filtering for red t-shirts demonstrates reactivity in action. When you apply this filter, the data list instantly updates to display only red shirts, while the template automatically re-renders the product grid. The vBind directive handles product, images, and prices, while vModel powers the search functionality at the top of the page. Similarly, when building forms and surveys like sign-up pages, vModel becomes essential for capturing user input such as names, emails, and passwords. You might even implement computed properties to dynamically change input borders to red when passwords lack sufficient strengths. These aren't merely techniques for small projects, they represent the standard toolkit for professional Vue developers. Regardless of whether you are at a startup or a major tech company, you'll construct templates like these daily. Your proficiency with directives like vBind, vIf, and v-for directly determines how quickly you can build these interfaces. Let's revisit the key concepts we've explored. At the heart of Vue lies its templating system, which beautifully combines HTML syntax with JavaScript data. We discovered how interpolation, achieved through those elegant double curly braces, allows us to display text dynamically. This reactivity means your Vue automatically updates whenever the underlying data changes. We also delved into Vue's powerful directives, special attributes prefixed with vFlag that bring your templates to life. Through vBind or its concise colon notation, we can bind HTML attributes like src, href, and class to our data sources. With von, represented by the symbol, we can listen for user interactions such as clicks and form submissions. The conditional rendering duo of vIf and vElse lets us show or hide elements based on specific logic. Using v-for, we can effortlessly iterate through lists and arrays to generate repeated content, and vModel creates that magical two-way binding for form inputs, keeping your UI perfectly in sync with your data. Despite its simplicity, this syntax is remarkably powerful, enabling you to focus on crafting elegant solutions and beautiful designs without getting bogged down in manual DOM manipulation. That is all for today's guide. I hope this video made the concepts clear for you. If you learned something new, please hit the like button, it really makes a difference for the channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.